you guys, it's T.A. Megan, and I have more readings from our women's history book that we've been reading this month called What Would She Do? 25 True Trailblazing Rebel Women. All right, yesterday we learned about Dr. Jane Goodall, the champion of chimps, and today we're going to learn about Valentina Tereshkova, the Rocket Woman. Human spaceflight is pretty awesome. Since 1961, only a few hundred people have ever done it. Yet Valentina Tereshkova became one of them, and also the very first woman ever to go into space. How did a perfectly ordinary Russian do it? Easy. She had learned to do something fabulous, and it was this skill that got her noticed. The rest, as they say, is history. Name: Valentina Vladimirovna Tereshkova, born March 6, 1937. Nationality Russian, and her profession cosmonaut. We call our space explorers astronauts in America, but in Russia they call them cosmonauts, which to me is a little fun to say. It's a fun word. All right, let's read on. Valentina Tereshkova was born in a village in Western Russia, the daughter of a tractor driver and a textile worker. Her father died in World War II. Ooh, we've been learning about that with teacher Alex. It's been sad. Anyway, her father died during World War II when she was just 2 years old. So her mother brought up her and her two siblings together. So she had to raise 3 kids alone. Valentina left school at 16 to work in the same textile factory as her mother. But she continued studying via a correspondence course. That means that her lessons came in the mail. And that's kind of what happens to you. We kind of do it all digitally through the mail, but it's more interactive now because it's not the World War II time. Meanwhile, she had quite possibly the coolest hobby in the world, parachuting. Oh, I'm sorry. Coolest hobby in the world, parachuting. Sorry, we kind of ruined that. Fast forward to the 1950s, which is when the space race kicked off. It was a sort of unofficial competition between the United States and the former Soviet Union. Each nation wanted to show that they were better at spaceflight, so each did their utmost to reach every space milestone first. The Russians stormed ahead by launching the first satellite, Sputnik 1, in 1957. Then they sent the first person into space in 1961. He was a man named Yuri Gagarin. Next, they decided to follow up this success by sending the first woman into space too. 400 women were on the list for the honor of being the first female cosmonaut. Turns out parachuting was a super handy way of getting back down to Earth after a spaceflight, and Valentina already had a head start, so on to the list she went. Then she made it through to the short list and underwent cosmonaut training, which was tough with a capital T. It includes surviving a thermal chamber at temperatures of over 158 degrees Fahrenheit and 10 days in an isolation chamber. She went on weightless flights and did many, many more parachute jumps. Finally, it was decided that Valentina would be the one to go. On June 16, 1963, 26-year-old Valentina Tereshkova rocketed through Earth's atmosphere on board Vostok 6 to become the very first woman in space. As she flew, she quoted Russian poet Vladimir Mayakovsky's poem, "The Sky, Take Off Your Hat, I Am Coming." Then she orbited Earth 48 times, and 3 days later parachuted the last 4 miles back to Earth. Her mother was astonished. Valentina had told her that she was taking part in a skydiving competition. Oh, sorry, Mom. So what did Valentina do next? Well, she graduated from the Military Air Academy with top marks and became the very first woman to be a general in the Soviet Army. She headed the Soviet Committee for Women for 21 years, and she married a fellow cosmonaut and had the first baby whose parents had both been to space. In 2013, she spoke of her dream to take part in a mission to Mars. Quote, "I am ready," unquote, said Valentina, even at 76 years old. What might Valentina do? Well, our question is, every single other person you meet knows what they're going to be when they grow up, and you don't. And it's seriously stressing you out. What if you still haven't found your perfect career by the time of you're 18? What then? What might Valentina Tereshkova do? The answer is Valentina had no idea she was going to go into space when she was a kid. In fact, space travel hadn't even been invented yet. She did, however, know that she enjoyed parachuting, so she did that. We don't know exactly what Valentina would come up with, but she might suggest that you do whatever makes you happy too, because one day that skill might prove to be very useful in your chosen career. Oh, and here's our quote in our fabulous picture. I'll read the quote first. Quote, "A bird cannot fly with only one wing. Human spaceflight cannot develop any further without the active participation of women," unquote. Valentina Tereshkova. Oh, look it. Isn't that a cool picture? And I'll post it in the template so that you can color it. I'll turn it into a black and white picture. All right. So, I hope I don't mispronounce tomorrow's celebrant, but it's Junko Taibi, mountain climber. All right, I'll see you tomorrow for What Would She Do? And we're almost at the end of this book, and I'm going to keep going, even if Women's History Month is over, because we can celebrate amazing people's accomplishments all year through. All right, see you later. Bye-bye.